Namaste, beautiful. Welcome to Yoga is the Answer. Today the question is, how can I level up to the next best version of me without moving from a seated position? And this approximately 35-minute pranayama practice is the answer. Today I'm going to guide you through something very different. So, if you're looking for a yoga asana class where we do lots of movement, I recommend going to pretty much any other class that I've ever taught. If you are here for the breath work, for the transformation from a seated position, let's proceed. Yeah? So we are going to start in a seated position and we're going to end in a seated position. There is only going to be one time that we leave our seated position, and that is going to be to go into Shavasana. So whenever you are ready to sit and to transform, I will meet you here. All right, my loves. If you have ever taken any of my yoga asana classes, there is a very good chance you have heard me say the words, use your breath, use your mind. In the asana practice, of course, what I am referring to is using the breath to go deeper into a pose, or using the mind to stay longer in the pose. Right? We are using the breath and the mind and the body together to go farther. Yeah, to get more benefit from our asana practice. However, we can still be using our breath and using our mind without the asana practice as well. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to practice Nadi Shodhana, very effective pranayama in pretty much healing anything. If you practice it for long enough and with devotion, with intention, this pranayama is magical. If you don't know how to do it, I will link a little tutorial here. And also, while we are doing this sitting, not including an asana practice, I do recommend doing some kind of movement first so that it is easier to sit in either Padmasana or a seated position of your choice for more extended periods of time. As that was the original purpose of the asana practice, so that we can do things like this. So my recommendation is that you would do this warm-up that I made recently, and then when you get to the part that we go into Nadi Shodhana, you can come to this and begin this longer practice. Yeah? All right. So you can do whatever you want. Those are just my recommendations. So you decide what you want to do. If you want to just go ahead and you want a day without movement, you want to just do some breathing and not worry about moving, just make sure that you're sitting in a position that is comfortable and not pulling on your knees or your hips or your back or something. Yeah. So just make sure that you're comfortable and feel healthy in your body before we move into the practice. Yeah? All right. So, I would like for you to first just find your position, close down your eyes, and take the hands. Let's either take the hands in Gyan Mudra to the knees or take them in Dhyani Mudra. So, we're taking either our pointer fingers and our thumbs together and then placing them so that the palms are face up on the knees. Or if we want to take Dhyani Mudra, then if we are female, we want to place our right hand on top of the left and then connect our thumbs together. And if we are male, we want to place our left hand on top of our right and then place our thumbs together. If neither of those feels right for us, then let's take Gyan Mudra and not think too much about it. Yeah? So whichever mudra you prefer, go ahead and take it as you close down your eyes. And just begin to breathe naturally, or continue to breathe naturally. Just noticing as the air is moving in and out of the nostrils. And as we're breathing here, observing our breath, let's become aware of the fact that the air is changing its properties as it's moving in and out of the nostrils. We're not inhaling the same elements that we're exhaling. It changes. But we're not doing anything to change that other than simply breathing. A process that we most often are not even consciously controlling. Right? So as we're going through our entire day and we are just breathing, we're inhaling different air than we're exhaling. It changes when it's inside of us, and then it changes again when it's outside of us. Meanwhile, it looks like nothing. Right? We can't see it, but we know that it's there. We can feel it moving in and out of the nostrils. We know that it is keeping us alive. And yet it's always changing. And it's invisible. And now let's consider how this can be true for anything. Consider how many things there are that we don't see. How much is changing when it seems the same. And so now let's set the intention for us to be one of those things. We're simply going to sit in the same position throughout this practice, but we're going to be different when we finish than we are right now. Maybe we won't be able to see it, but we'll be able to feel it. And we will know it deeply. So with that intention in mind, let's now allow for it to move back to our unconscious mind. And let's begin to breathe. Our alternate nostril breathing first. Anuloma, Viloma. So taking the right hand into our Vishnu Mudra. And then if our left hand was in Dhyani Mudra before, now move it to Gyan Mudra. And place it onto our left knee, slightly in from the knee so that our arm can be bent and comfortable. And let's lift our Vishnu Mudra up toward our face. And begin by closing the right nostril and breathing in for 4 counts through the left. 2, 3, 4, closing the left, opening the right, and breathing out the right. 2, 3, 4, breathing in right. 2, 3, 4, out left. 2, 3, 4, in left. 1, 2, 3, 4, out right. 1, 2, 3, 4, in right, 1, 2, 3, 4, out left, 1, 2, 3, 4, and keep it going at your own pace. And as you're breathing, I want you to be very aware of your left and right sides. I want you to be aware of the left side being our cooling side, of the right side being our heating side, the left side being the feminine, the right side being the masculine, the left side being the moon, the right side being the sun, the left side being the fluidity, the right side being the stillness. And so keeping that in mind, we can use that information in our mind to change our intention as we breathe. So when we're breathing in through the left, we can be imagining breathing in any kind of feminine energy that we are seeking, that we are feeling like we need. And then as we breathe out the right, we can breathe out any kind of toxicity that is happening in our masculine energy. And then we switch it, we breathe in any type of masculine energy we feel we are needing, whatever that means to us. And then as we breathe out the left, we breathe out any toxicity in our feminine energy. And we keep going in this manner. Whatever it means to us. And whatever comes to mind, let's trust that that is exactly what we need to be working on. Whatever our mind tells us, we need to breathe in, and whatever it tells us we need to breathe out. But it's not really the mind telling us, right? It's more the higher self gives this information to the mind, and then we can communicate that information using our mind to the breath. Meanwhile, the breath is doing the work to keep us balanced. Right, the purpose of this pranayama is to balance those energy centers. But there are so many benefits of balancing that energy, of having a healthy balance of masculine and feminine, of hot and cold, of yin and yang. And we each have our own healthy balance. And so if you want, you can even allow for the mind to relax a little bit. And simply intend that the correct balance for you is found. Maybe that even means playing with the way that you are breathing. Maybe you need a little bit more on one side. So maybe you take a few extra counts on one side versus the other. Follow your intuition. And whenever you're ready, we're going to move to the next level of Nadi Shodhana. So once you finish the round that you're on, just go ahead and take a few second break so that we can all start again on the same side at the same time. Just breathing naturally through the nose during the break. Continuing to observe the breath. And now we're going to add in our breath retention. So again, taking Vishnu Mudra, making sure that our left hand is in Gyan Mudra on the left leg. And closing the right nostril and breathing in through the left for 4, 3, 2, 1, and closing both and holding. 3, 2, 1. Breathe out the right. 3, 2, 1, and hold out. 3, 2, 1. Breathe in right. 3, 2, 1, and hold in. 3, 2, 1. Out left. 3, 2, 1, and hold out. 3, 2, 1. In left. 3, 2, 1. Hold in. 3, 2, 1. Out right. 3, 2, 1. Hold out. 3, 2, 1. In right. 3, 2, 1. Hold in. 3, 2, 1. Out left. 3, 2, 1. Hold out. 3, 2, 1. Continue at your own pace. Feeling the difference when you add the retention. Using the mind to intend as you need, as you hold the breath in and as you hold the breath out. So inhaling what you need on the feminine side and then holding it, locking it in, using the holding as an opportunity for that change to take place that you need. For the switch, for the gathering of what you need, the locking in of what you need, and then the expulsion of what you don't need, the locking out of what you don't need. And visualize it, right? Whatever comes to mind to be visualized, just watching the air in your mind's eye, moving in, and then watch it changing as you hold it in, and watch it changing again as you breathe out, and changing again as you hold out, and changing again as you breathe in, and changing again. Trusting deeply that every change that is happening is for your higher good. And tune into it. Notice the changes happening within your mind, within your energetic being, within your emotional state. and within your body in real time. With every breath, you feel a little lighter. With every breath, you feel a little more whole. With every breath, you feel a little more peace. With every breath, you feel a little more love. With every breath, you feel a little more joy. Notice any changes that happen in the body. Maybe your shoulders are ready to drop down. Maybe your neck is ready to lengthen. And keep going. Using only the breath and the mind to give you what you need, to change you in just a few minutes. Intend that the change will be permanent, that you are shifting to a new version of you. A version of you that's happier. A version of you that's healthier. A version of you that's more peaceful. A version of you that's more loving. A version of you that's more trusting. And as you continue the pranayama, begin to visualize your ideal version of you. And allow for the breath, the moving in, the retention, the moving out, the external retention. Imagine it moving you toward that version in your mind of the perfect you, the perfect life. Feel it, everything you could ever desire coming to fruition. As you breathe, as you hold the breath, as you calm the mind. And take one more round. And after you finish the last round, you can return to sitting with hands either in Gyan Mudra or Dhyani Mudra, and return to natural breathing. Keeping your gaze toward the eyebrow center with the eyes closed. Feeling the opening, the expanding of that center, of the third eye, Agya Chakra. Allow for a white light to begin to shine in that space between the eyebrows, behind the eyelids. Notice it getting brighter, bigger. It begins to lift up above the head. And so you turn your head back, lifting the chin up to the ceiling and taking the head back to look up at that bright white light with the eyes closed. Allow for the neck to lengthen. Dropping the shoulders down and lifting the head up again, lifting the chin up to the ceiling, feeling the stretch in the front of the neck. And bring the head back to neutral. And now allow for the mind to relax. Allow for the breath to relax. Keeping the eyes closed. Uncross the legs. And find a Shavasana. Lying onto the back. Allowing the feet to be wide, the arms to be wide. Releasing any and all effort. And relaxing the body completely, starting with the tips of the toes. Relaxing the toe joints. Relaxing the tops of the feet. Relaxing the soles of the feet. Relaxing the ankles. Relaxing the calves and the shins. Relaxing the knees and the knee joints, the backs of the knees. Relaxing the quads and the hamstrings. Relaxing the hips and the hip flexors. Relaxing the secs and the glutes and the tailbone. Relaxing the lower back. Relaxing the pubic bone. Relaxing the space up to the belly button. And then relaxing the space around the belly button Relaxing the middle back. Relaxing the stomach. Relaxing the chest, the ribs, the lungs, and the heart. Relaxing the shoulder blades and the whole upper back. Relaxing the collarbone. Relaxing the shoulders. Relaxing the upper arms. Relaxing the elbows and the insides of the elbows. Relaxing the lower arms. Relaxing the wrists. Relaxing the tops of the hands and the soles of the hands. Relaxing all the fingers and all the knuckles. Relaxing the tips of the fingers. Relaxing the neck, the front, the sides, and the back of the neck. Relaxing the ears. Relaxing the jaw. Relaxing the mouth, the lips, the teeth, and the tongue. Relaxing the cheeks and the cheekbones. Relaxing the nose. Relaxing the eyes and the eye sockets. Relaxing the eyebrows and the space between the eyebrows. Relaxing the forehead. Relaxing the temples. Relaxing the back of the head. Relaxing the crown of the head. Reaching up above the crown of the head to relax that space. And reaching outside of the body to relax the aura. And resting in this deeply relaxed state. Take the next inhale a bit deeper, calling the self back into the body. And begin to find movement in the fingers and the toes, and the wrists and the ankles. Keeping the eyes closed, roll over onto the left side, using the arm as a pillow underneath the head. And continuing to keep the eyes closed, return to a seated position. Take the hands to the knees and take a moment to observe. Observe how you are a different person than the person who started this practice. Feel it. Observe it. Believe it. And let's lock it in, taking the hands to heart center. And taking 1 Om and 3 Shantis together. Exhale. Inhale. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Take the hands and rub them together, creating heat. Take the heat from the hands and place it over the eyes. Open and close the eyes beneath the hands. Again, take the hands together, rub them together. Take the heat from the hands and place it over the face. And down the neck, down the arms and the torso, down the legs into the feet. And one last time, take the hands to heart center, bow the head slightly in gratitude. Thanking yourself for taking this time for yourself. For your dedication to becoming a better version of you. And when you're ready, go ahead and blink open the eyes. Thank you so much for being here with me today, for trusting me and allowing me to guide you. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns regarding this practice, I would love to see them in the comment section. And otherwise, I look forward to seeing you in the next class. With so much love. Namaste.